Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip, and well, you're not Chevy Chase either. There you go. Those of you that know. Also tells us how old we are. Guys, I think I got 15,000. I'm just one person, so 14,999 of you. I thank you from the very, very bottom, middle, and top of my heart. I am so grateful and thankful, and I hope that I don't disappoint. I hope that I always bring you something more positive than negative, or at least something that is going to give you food for thought to hopefully either entertain your life, bring something into your life, make you think of something a little bit different, which would be a gift, right? So I really appreciate you guys, and I am so grateful to you and for you, and thank you so, so much. So now that my little Rugrat's got some peanut butter, um, and I have to go in a little bit early tonight because somebody needs a ride. I did a great little interview with a co-creator, you know, somebody who creates on their own channel, and I'm not going to share that with you because they're going to put that up when they're good and ready to put that up. But it was very interesting, and I always enjoy speaking to co-creators that I feel, we share the same common goal, and that is to inform, maybe entertain, but to do more positive than obviously negative. Hopefully, no negative. So that brings us to a few things that we need to talk about, and one of them is Gypsy Rose. So there's been a few things that people have hit me up and said, "Hey Toddy, what do you think of this?" Or "Hey Toddy, what do you think of that?" I don't think that that anybody is going to come and take her baby away unless she does something. Okay, she has to get in trouble again. Okay. So it could be that she's already gotten in trouble and they're going to catch up with her on parole because, as we know, she's been in touch with felons, right? We already know this because she's done it online and they've told us things that only they would know from Gypsy. They even said, Gypsy said that with the baby and this and that. She's not allowed to do that. So, and now there's people coming hard on there. They're calling the parole board. And, first of all, what applies to Gypsy should apply to everybody. After all, she wanted to be that average bear. So, you got to kind of live like that average bear. But Gypsy doesn't want to be like that because if she wanted to be like that, she would have been like that. So while I was talking to this creator, I had said something that I don't think that I ever said online, but I certainly meant to say it online. And my son agrees with me. Do you guys remember everybody saying, like, especially Bree? Bree had said, we got to give Gypsy a chance. When somebody just gets out of prison, after so much time, they need time. Well, yes, but they don't want to go to a ball game. They don't want the first 48 hours to get out of prison, a very confined space where you don't always hear phones ring, and you probably haven't heard the birds sing, and you probably haven't heard a train go by. It's a very controlled environment, right? So imagine spending 8.5 years in a very controlled environment. Would you really want to go out and have all of your senses attack you at a ball game with like 50,000 people? That is not what the average bear would do when they got out of prison. They would want to try to navigate their way. But see, Gypsy doesn't have that. Her impulse is to run and jump and react, and she still, after 8.5 years, hasn't learned to take a breath and wait. Just take a breath and wait. That's not Gypsy's behavior. So that's a very odd thing for somebody to spend 8.5 years and then want to get out and be among 50,000 people and have all of your senses go off. The smell of popcorn, the smell of hot dogs, the smell of beer, all these things that you haven't smelt. All of these noises you haven't heard. That would really screw up the average person. A lot of times when people get out of jail or prison, they don't even want to party. They just want a little bit of, trying to just get kind of like established, kind of just like settled. Not Gyps ahoy! Gyps ahoy said, let me jump into this shit. So guys, that's my my little bit of, wow, that's a red ass flag, that. And that's not normal behavior, so that's something to think about. Another thing, and listen, I'm not coming in. I am coming in on Fancy because I thought I was blocked from her, and I guess I'm not, because it came up on my TV, on my YouTube. It just, her channel came up, and she was talking to somebody, and she was so demeaning, and I think she was demeaning Nina, saying about something about how Nina could get things wrong. Fancy, let's understand each other, please. My problem, and listen, I understand my problem is not your problem, so I'm not trying to put my problem on you. This is my issue that I have with you, is you're not humble at all. This narrative about Dee Dee, you helped start. This whole narrative about Dee Dee being a horrible mom and ABUSING, her daughter, was part of something you helped start here online. So you were wrong. The first Dan Glidewell, when you actually have a video of saying, so you were criticizing somebody because they got the wrong Dan Glidewell. In the meantime, you had the wrong Dan Glidewell. And you allow yourself to make mistakes, but you don't allow others to. And that is a fucking bad look. That's a bad look. And that's the problem that I have. And you are just so demeaning. You talk to people like they're beneath you. And that's not true. That's not true at all. You talk to people like they're beneath you because you feel like you're beneath them. It's not a good look. And I know that you don't care, but you kind of do care when you try to get more and more subscribers, right? Because like everybody on the internet, we do want more subscribers. We want people joining our community, right? What kind of I don't know what. Listen, I can't go there. I don't want to talk about your channel and stuff. But I do think that it's important, while you are spewing your shit and your fucked upness, Fancy, when you're spewing all that, you need to, in the back of your little mind, think, oh my God, I'm part of this thing that came out about Dee Dee. I help with this navigation of what her story is, and I got it wrong. And now everybody's trying to tell the right story. You think every time we start a video, or I'm going to speak for me, you think I start a video, I'm going to clean up what Fancy started here. This wrong narrative that she got wrong, that she didn't check her facts about, and she just ran with it on social media and on mainstream media. No, I don't say that every time I do a video about something that you helped create that was wrong. Because you know what? Everybody's entitled to a mistake, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you own your mistakes. It helps you grow. You don't point fingers and demean people that make mistakes. You don't think it just makes you look hypocritical. It doesn't make your mistake look smaller. It actually magnifies on you. You know, why somebody would want to be on YouTube and be disliked is beyond me. I can't imagine why you'd want that. But honestly, Fancy, you have no grace. You give no grace to anybody. As soon as, you just, you got this knee jerk reaction or this trigger happy reaction. And in the meantime, you said you carry. That's dangerous. That's very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. So, guys, let me just tell you, because I know I went off on things here. It's all about being responsible, right? It's all about, this whole video more or less is about being responsible and being honest and, giving grace and then not having it. Because, we know that Gypsy, she doesn't have any grace, right? I mean, Gypsy doesn't have grace. And it seems like Fancy doesn't have grace. And it's funny because I get, even in my comments, people telling me how much Fancy and Gypsy are alike. And it's only now, this second, that I'm saying to myself, holy shit, right? So I think I'm just going to end that there. And, all right, guys. Listen, we are all part of this world. And if we want the world to be more positive, we need to act more positive. When we make mistakes, we need to say we're sorry. We need to say, I got that wrong. Misinformation, we need to stop and say, this misinformation, we just have to own our shit and just be better. Like I say, just be better today than we were yesterday, but not half as good as we'll be tomorrow. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Don't trust Gypsy Rose because, something's wrong there. You don't get out of prison and put yourself in the middle of 50,000 people. It just doesn't work that way. All right, guys.